Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. No props. Nothing. Not holding anything. Is today the solstice? I think today's the solstice. This has been a this has been a strange year for me. Because it's been very unproductive. We are halfway through the year, and I haven't accomplished much. And at the start of the year, I had back pain that left me kind of immobilized. I mean, it was like I could do stuff, but it hurt really bad. So I just tried to rest it as much as possible. And and I started working on writing more, and that led to a lot of sedentary living, which meant that I was reading a lot. I think we all know that. I've read 54 books this year so far. And so that kind of just led into this last 6 months of being a very non-productive person. I still do stuff, right? Like, I still clean. I cook every day. I clean every day. The house is pretty much in order. I mean, neither of us are super like everything has its perfect place and everything has to be washed once a week, or neither of us are like that. But our house is comfortable. Like, people can come in and I'm not embarrassed or whatever. So I'm still doing that kind of stuff, but like as far as my life leading up to this year, so 2023 into the past, however far, has always been marked by having some sort of milestone projects, things that I needed to that I accomplished, shop project, whatever. This year has been almost nothing. I made a simple box joint jig and put together a box. That's been about the only thing I've made in this shop this year. I've maybe done some tiny little, I can't even think. Have I done anything else? I mean, the shop has been used for flooring stuff, not necessarily the flooring. Well, no, we did use it for the flooring, but also for all the trim work and baseboards and all that sort of stuff. We used the shop for that. Have I built anything else? I don't think I have. If I have, it's not something super like, it's not furniture or whatever. If I've built anything, it's been small stuff. So I don't have that going for me. I haven't worked on any board game designs this entire year. Since October, maybe November, when I got back from Essen, I redesigned Rival Rails. I haven't touched it since. So 7 months has been the last time I worked on a game design. I started the year writing, which was good, and I'm still writing, but not nearly with the pace I was writing at earlier in the year. And in fact, I bought a service to serve a newsletter from my website, and the intent was to write a new essay there every week. That I haven't done in months, like 4 or 5 months. It's probably been since February since I last wrote. Maybe March. Not doing that project anymore. All the major house projects that need done, I haven't started or haven't worked on. Malia pressure washed the driveway, which is the first time we've done that. Now, I've lived here for 12 years and the driveway's never been washed. So it was getting black. It's concrete driveway. It was getting black. So she pressure washed it. It's now beautiful. And while I have all that equipment out, meaning a pressure washer and a hose, the intention is to do the house. I've never pressure washed the house, and there's some mold growing in some of the less sun, some of the areas where it doesn't get a whole lot of sun. The gutters have never been washed. The porch needs pressure washed and treated. But it's like 95 degrees, and I'm just not. That's not who I am. So that'll probably be a next week project. But there's all kinds of stuff that needs done. But I've been a consumer this year. I've read 54 books. I've watched an entire season of a TV show, the Fallout show. I've watched many comedy specials, lots of new comedy specials. I've just been a consumer. I've been watching probably more YouTube than I ever. Like, I've been watching a lot of bass guitar stuff. I've been watching a lot of I've been more podcasts this year. Like more, I've been listening to more. Not necessarily watching YouTube, but YouTube is a good vehicle for some really amazing podcasts that I love. So I've been watching a lot of, listening to a lot of those. So I've been much more of a consumer this year than I have been in my life. But what I have found is that's okay, right? I used to be the guy who was like, I did so much that people would ask me, how did you get all this done? You know, I used to design literally like 2 games a week. I would just crank out game designs constantly. And then I would work on graphics on the side, and I would do, you know, people were like, how are you getting all this done? And my answer was always like, well, I don't watch TV. And it was, I've never intended it to be like a, I'm better than you because I don't sit and watch TV, but I know it comes across that way. I know it, right? Like, I'm fully aware that if I say, well, I don't watch TV or I don't watch movies or whatever, that comes across as kind of like I'm better than you because I don't waste my time. The background on my phone is no longer. I have Ben Franklin's, a quote from Ben Franklin. Let's see if I still have it saved here. It used to be the backdrop for my phone, and I don't know that it's still in here. It's basically, let's see if I search. Yeah. He that idly loses 5 shillings worth of time loses 5 shillings, and might as prudent throw 5 shillings into the sea. And the idea is that if you're dicking off, you might as well just throw money away, because you could have been making 5 shillings. You could have been productive. And I've lived that way for most of my life until this year. I've really slowed down. But, again, what I have found is the things that I am being, quote, productive with, reading could be considered productive. I'd say it is, actually. I would say I have learned a whole lot in 6 months of reading 54 books. Bass guitar I'm being productive. Do I have any intention of monetizing bass guitar? Zero intention. If opportunity comes up and Malia and I start playing and we decide to go play, or a band asks for a bassist or whatever, sure, I'll consider it. But I have no intention with that. Like, that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it just to do it. I'm doing it just to keep music a part of my life. Writing. Currently, I am working towards publishing a book, but I haven't talked about this yet. I'm not looking to publish a marketable product. I'm going to publish a book. I have no intention of selling it. Like, for real. I'll sell it in, like, individual copies to people that I know or trust or love or whatever. I have no intention of making it like you can go to Amazon and buy my book. Like, that's probably not going to happen. I'll be the only source for that material. But we'll see. Who knows? You know, right? The point is, I'm taking it slow. I'm taking it very slow. And what I have found is I feel more fulfilled. I'm doing less. I'm doing way less. But what that brings me is joy in doing in small achievements. I find joy in increments instead of completions. No longer is building this thing is the goal. The goal is now cutting this board. The goal is putting in this screw. The goal is, whatever. Instead of putting all that pressure up front, saying the goal is you have to finish this thing. No, I don't have to. Who knows? I could die tomorrow and it's never finished. The goal is whatever point of whatever small piece of the project that I am going to do today, that's the goal. There is no other. That's it. That's the goal. Do this piece, do it well, and feel fulfilled. And I feel way better about it, you know? I'm still struggling with feeling like I'm not doing enough. But then when I do a thing and it turns out well, I go, oh, that's worth it. It's all part of this slowing down thing, trying to figure it out, trying to make it make sense for me. What do you think? Do small things give you fulfillment? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking it, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is wassail. Wassail? Wassail. That's what it says in the pronunciation guide. It's a noun, meaning a salute or toast given when drinking to someone's health, well-being, or success. We lost count of the mugs of beer consumed with numerous wassails to our teacher wishing him happy retirement. Wassail. W-A-S-S-A-I-L. I would still pronounce that wassail if I was reading that in a book, but the pronunciation key definitely says wassail. Never heard that word. I'd say a toast. Is that correct? Same thing?